the U16 team, I remember they always talk about the senior national team, and obviously that's every young girl's dream when you're on those teams. And they talk a lot about that team, and only like one or two of us was ever probably going to be able to get a call up to be on the team, or let alone be able to get a call up to come and be a part of the camp and be around the tremendous players that they have had on their teams over the course of the many years and the many gold medals that they've won. And so I think for myself,
check out those shots. Just look at that form. Paige Bueckers is out here channeling a young Diana Taurasi, and that's no exaggeration. Her mid-range game? Absolutely deadly. But here's the part no one seems to be discussing while everyone's glued to the highlight reels from Durham, North Carolina. Engagement numbers from the very first day of Team USA training camp were unexpectedly low, raising serious questions about the current state of women's basketball.
What we have been waiting for is officially here, guys. Now, the results from yesterday was decent, you know what I'm saying? But I would have liked it to see more engagement. I would like to see more fanfare. So the views and the engagement that was coming out across the board with the entire WNBA announcement of this Team USA was kind of low. Now, I'm going to be monitoring this whole situation throughout the duration of this offseason. I feel as if the excitement for women's basketball is definitely at a decline. Now, Caitlin Clark is back. Now, we just got a measure of how many people is still interested in wanting to watch women.
So, yesterday's results were decent, but the excitement just wasn't there. Social media views, engagement on the official WNBA accounts announcing the Team USA roster, it all felt surprisingly low. And we need to discuss what that actually means. Just a few months ago, Caitlin Clark was pulling in 3 million viewers for regular season games. The hype was at an all-time high. Now, it's clearly dropped. The real question, are we witnessing a normal off-season dip, or is something bigger going on with the women's basketball audience?
At the U16 team, I remember they always talk about the senior national team, and obviously that's every young girl's dream when you're on those teams. And they talk a lot about that team, and only like one or two of us was ever probably going to be able to get a call up to be on the team, or let alone be able to get a call up to come and be a part of the camp and be around the tremendous players that they have had on their teams over the course of the many years and the many gold medals that they've won. And so I think for myself, like, that's kind of what you start thinking about, is like how long I've kind of been involved in USA basketball and the journey that it's been. I've been on teams, and then I've had moments where I've been cut and I haven't been on teams. So you experience all of it. And I think that also speaks to how great USA basketball is and how dominant they are. Like, there's so many amazing players that have been a part of it and have worn the 3 letters across their chest. And, for me, you never take that for granted. So I'm super excited to be back here. And
there she is, Caitlin Clark, sharing her journey with USA basketball, all the way back to the DU16 team. She talks about how only 1 or 2 players from those youth squads ever make it to the senior national team. She's been cut before. She's experienced both sides of it. And you can hear the genuine gratitude in her voice for being back in this position. But while Caitlin is giving all the right answers about being thankful and excited, there's an elephant in the room that could affect whether any of this really matters. The CBA negotiations are still ongoing, and we don't even know for sure if there will be a 2025 season. Think about that for a moment. We're watching Team USA prepare for international competition, while the league itself might not exist in its current form next year.
Good. She looked damn good. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. She looked like a young Diana Taurasi, bro. That mid-range shot she got is nasty. She looked hella good, y'all. I ain't gonna never ish on Paige, because I know, like, a lot of people might want to, bro. A lot of people be wanting to pin her against Caitlin and stuff, but she looked damn.
Paige Bueckers really does look phenomenal in these clips. Her shooting stroke is flawless. It's interesting because many people want to frame a rivalry between her and Caitlin Clark, but what we're actually witnessing is 2 elite talents who are set to make this Team USA roster utterly dominant. The real story from day 2 in Durham is depth. Aaliyah Boston is looking polished, Paige is draining shots effortlessly, and Angel Reese is bringing pure intensity. This isn't about a single player anymore. Maybe that's part of why engagement is different. When Caitlin carried the hype through the WNBA season, there was one clear narrative everyone could follow. Now, the talent is more spread out, and the casual fan might not know exactly where to focus.
USA Sonia Citron. She really do kind of look like Caitlin Clark. I ain't gonna lie. They definitely kind of favor each other. Who is that? You got Angel Reese on there. Is that Chris Brinkley? So this is some of the videos that came out today. Let me see if I can blow this up. Aaliyah Boston. This is so great.
Sonia Citron does seem to have a slight edge toward Caitlin Clark, but more importantly, take a look at the roster composition. There are multiple generations of talent here. Veterans who've been through Olympic cycles before, rookies fresh off their first WNBA season, and college stars like Paige, ready to make the leap. The media presence in Durham is significant. Leslie Pullman from ESPN is there, Amy Costello from The Athletic is covering it, and Annie Costabelli is posting footage. Access is real, and content is flowing. So, this isn't a media coverage problem. The reporters are doing their jobs. The real question is whether the audience that followed Caitlin Clark during the WNBA season will turn out for Team USA basketball in the offseason.
Here goes some more clips here. Now, this one right here is from Annie Costabelli. Let's see this one here.
Watch Caitlin coming off that screen. The footwork, the balance, the release. These are the details that separate good shooters from generational ones. In these training camp clips, it's clear why USA Basketball wanted her on this roster, despite all the drama surrounding her Olympic snub last summer. But let's tackle the viewership issue more directly. Day 1 of training camp didn't deliver the numbers people expected, and Day 2 is showing similar trends. There are a few possible reasons for this. First, it's December. The WNBA season ended in October, and casual fans who tuned in for Caitlin during the playoffs may have moved on to other sports. Second, this is training camp, not actual competition. There are no stakes yet, no wins or losses, and no drama beyond practice. Third, and this is the one nobody wants to say out loud, some portion of Caitlin's audience was there specifically for her, not for women's basketball.
No, I definitely feel like Team USA basketball is going to win it all. I don't think no other team in the world is better than them. I just got to keep it real. I know some people might think otherwise because they're not from our country, but I feel like Team USA basketball look hella good, and they're definitely going to be putting the beats on teams, bro. It's just that simple. Our team is just so much better. We're just so much better.
That third possibility is exactly what makes the CBA negotiations so crucial right now. The WNBA just had its most successful season ever in terms of viewership, and Caitlin Clark was a huge part of that. But if the league can't capitalize on this momentum, due to a work stoppage or disagreements between players and owners over revenue sharing, all of this growth could stall. The players are demanding a higher percentage of basketball-related income, better travel conditions, and increased investment in marketing. The owners, on the other hand, point out that the WNBA still operates at a loss. Even with a surge in viewership, they argue that the new media rights deal with Disney, Amazon, and NBC needs time to generate profit before higher salaries can be approved. Here's where it gets tricky. The new media rights deal is worth $2.2 billion over 11 years, roughly $200 million per year, a massive jump from the current deal. Yet, the players are looking at NBA comparables and saying it's still not enough. They're asking why women's basketball should accept a smaller piece of the pie when it's now generating real ratings and real revenue.
That was pretty much Day 2, man. Get down in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts about this one. Keep them bells on. I will be back with another one. And like always, man, until next time.
Team USA is going to dominate. That's not really up for debate. The talent gap between the United States and every other country in women's basketball remains substantial. But the more interesting question is whether this international competition can recapture the attention the WNBA season generated. Here's what the viewership data from that season actually showed. Caitlin Clark's games consistently averaged over 1 million viewers, while games without her dropped to the league's traditional baseline of around 400,000. That's a massive difference, and it suggests that while the WNBA grew overall, much of that growth was tied specifically to one player's drawing power. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Every league has transcended stars who bring in casual fans. Michael Jordan did it for the NBA, Tiger Woods for golf, Serena Williams for tennis. The real test is whether the WNBA can convert Caitlin Clark's fans into broader, year-round supporters. Now, consider what happens if the CBA negotiations fall apart. The current collective bargaining agreement expires after the 2025 season, though either side can opt out earlier. Players have been vocal about dissatisfaction with travel conditions, salary structures, and revenue sharing, while owners have highlighted the financial realities of running a league still in growth mode. Even a short work stoppage would be devastating. The WNBA just signed a massive media rights deal, posted record ratings, and proved it can draw a mainstream audience. Walking away from that momentum over a labor dispute would be catastrophic. The players' grievances are legitimate. They're flying commercial while generating millions in revenue, staying in mid-tier hotels while NBA players enjoy luxury accommodations, earning six-figure salaries while male counterparts earn millions, and being asked to be grateful for incremental improvements when they believe transformational change is due. Owners, meanwhile, are reviewing balance sheets that still show losses, noting that revenue from a new media rights deal doesn't materialize immediately, and arguing that the league must maintain financial stability before committing to massive salary increases. Team USA training camp continues in Durham. The players are preparing for international competition, and the media is covering every moment. But engagement numbers suggest the casual audience isn't fully locked in yet. That brings us back to the fundamental question. Was the WNBA's record-breaking season a true turning point, or was it primarily a Caitlin Clark phenomenon that may not translate to sustained growth? The answer likely lies somewhere in between, and off-season viewership patterns will reveal a lot. Strong ratings during actual Team USA games would indicate fans are there for high-level women's basketball, not just one player. Disappointing ratings, however, would be a warning that the league needs to market itself beyond relying on Caitlin's star power. CBA negotiations are unfolding against this backdrop of uncertainty. Players want to strike while the iron is hot, capitalize on the season's momentum, and secure significant improvements in conditions and pay. Owners want to proceed cautiously, ensuring growth is sustainable before committing to financial obligations. Both sides have valid points, legitimate concerns, and a shared need to reach an agreement that allows the league to continue thriving. A work stoppage now would squander all progress made. Watch how this plays out over the coming months. See whether Team USA generates the engagement the WNBA season did, whether casual fans who discovered women's basketball through Caitlin Clark stick around for the broader professional game, and whether the CBA negotiations result in a deal satisfying both players and owners, or whether we face a confrontation that could derail everything. The stakes have never been higher. The WNBA has a real opportunity to establish itself as a major professional sports league, but that opportunity comes with risk. How the league handles this moment will determine whether we look back on 2024 as the year women's basketball broke through, or as the year it peaked before returning to the sidelines. What do you think? Are you still engaged with women's basketball now that the WNBA season is over? Will you watch Team USA compete internationally? Do you side with the players or the owners in the CBA negotiations? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This conversation is just getting started.